Welcome back to House TV Live. I'm Rick Spence, and with me today is Rachel Morrison with Denise Morrison Interiors in beautiful Newport Beach, California. Recently did a client home in San Clemente. Talk about views and amazing texture, and just this home is just awesome. I can't wait to get to it. So thanks for joining us, Rachel. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here too.
So give me a feel for this home. It's obviously in an incredible location.
Yeah, definitely. So this was a really fun one for us. They were looking to create a beach home in a traditional Spanish colonial style. So we really got to dive into all the great aesthetics that go into that style with the terracotta tile, all the intricate patterning, fun arches. So lots and lots of detail in this house that I'm excited for everybody to see.
So how about we start outside? The view's amazing. We could all use a little bit more sunshine these days.
Definitely.
So walk me through this beautiful rooftop.
So we really designed the roof deck to be able to have people up there and stay up there for hours and hours to enjoy all the beauty that you can see. There is an outdoor kitchen that has grill, refrigeration, a bunch of bar stools that swivel so you can enjoy the view from all different angles. And then we also have a wonderful dining area. So once you prepare the meal, you can enjoy that with family and friends there. And then on top of all that, some really great lounge space with a sectional and some great lounge chairs to enjoy too.
And you kick off the materials right here. This is a little hint of what you're going to experience on the inside.
Yeah, so we really wanted this home to be in keeping with that Spanish colonial style. So we incorporated a lot of handmade tiles. We even actually custom designed and selected colors. One element that we used on the exterior that I think really brings that to life is the use of these antique terracotta pavers. They truly have that feel of they've stood the test of time, and it just brings a lot of warmth.
On the risers, there's some detail there too.
Yeah. So in every Spanish home, it's always really fun to pick the stair riser tiles. A lot of times people will do a more traditional square tile and maybe mimic 2 or 3 different patterns. We actually use more of a mosaic type tile and then alternated with a rectangular terracotta tile. So it's all very neutral and in keeping with the overall palette of the home, but it's kind of like a fresher interpretation of a classic design.
It's really beautiful. What about some of just the practical considerations? When you design a space like this, you don't really want to have to break it down and move it around a whole lot. It's going to be out there. It's going to get beaten down by the sun and maybe a little rain. California's pretty friendly. But what were some of the practical considerations in terms of materials and fabrics and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so whenever we're designing an outdoor space, we are definitely always keeping durability in mind. From all of the materials we're using, everything is going to be outdoor rated. Something that we did, for example, on the dining table is it has a really great concrete top. It could get rained on and it'll be, fantastic for years to come.
They're going to get crazy use out of that rooftop deck. Just so nice. Wow. Look at that view.
Thank you.
All right, let's hop in. Let's go inside here. Now, this great room is truly amazing. So much to talk about. The beams give you that Spanish feel right away. Beautiful wood floor. You have sort of a bar on one side, which is amazing. It's almost nice enough to be a full-on kitchen. And then, and then you've got the actual kitchen. And I want to start in the kitchen because one of the first things that really catches your eye is what you did with the wood.
Yeah, so this home, and specifically in the kitchen, has a lot of really beautiful stain grade cabinetry. It brings that warmth to the space that we love. Inclusion of that screened effect, which is beautiful woodwork. And it gives a little bit of a lightness to the cabinetry in those spaces without having the addition of open shelves. And as much as everyone loves open shelves, don't get me wrong, I love a good open shelf. This gives the, openness of that, but still allows for things to be kept hidden.
It's a beautiful texture. Is that like a laser cut technique of some sort they do in the?
Yes, it is. And it took a really long time to get those. They had to be ordered well in advance of the cabinetry.
The amount of texture it brings to that space is so much more interesting than if that was flat.
Exactly, right? It gives it, it layers a new element to the space that I think, again, is just adds interest to it.
And another beautiful tile choice here. Tell me about the tile and the backsplash and sort of some of the material choices in the kitchen.
We selected this beautiful mosaic that has kind of a Moroccan influence to it in this beautiful light cream and blue color, which is so perfect for that San Clemente vibe and that ocean feel. And I think it adds definitely a wow factor to that kitchen. And we paired that with a beautiful quartzite on the island, and it's actually leathered. So it has this beautiful feel to the stone itself, super durable. It's actually more dense than granite. So the clients don't have to worry if people are, spilling red wine or cutting lemons on the island. They could actually, really enjoy it and not worry about things.
A smaller, chunkier island, sort of a waterfall, bigger, it almost feels like a rock, in there, right?
Yeah, so I think it's playing with different, like what I would call tension is really interesting in design. So sometimes if you pair something that feels a little bit more delicate with something a little bit heavier, it creates an interesting juxtaposition and tension between those two design elements that really just works. I also think one of the other elements of the kitchen, and it's repeated in other places of the home, is Rocky Mountain hardware. It has like a fluted detailing around the side of the knobs and the poles themselves, cast out of bronze, has that really almost historic handmade feel to it. It is definitely on the higher end with regards to hardware, but you hold something by Rocky Mountain and there's a true difference.
Yeah, don't skimp on the hardware. Tell me about your dining chairs here.
The dining area is right off the kitchen. Round tables are always fun to incorporate. Everyone can really enjoy conversation when you're at a round table. And we looked to add these fun dining chairs that have leather on the seat, which is super durable, easy to maintain. And then we did a really fun patterned linen on the seat backs, kind of mixing those two different textures between the leather and the linen creates another element of interest that we like to include in a lot of our designs.
Briefly touch on the lighting in the space. You play with shapes a little bit here, as well as the finishes within both the kitchen, the dining, and the bar area.
Yeah, so whenever we're making selections, we actually, at the end of that, pull all the lighting and look at it all together, like on one slide, to make sure it feels cohesive. You'll see that we do mix different textures and finishes. That creates another area of interest, not just to have, brass, 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 brass. In the kitchen over the island, there's these beautiful bronze pendants. They're very clean in terms of their lines. Those are kind of juxtaposed by what you see in the dining and in the bar area. The dining has this oversized, large brass. It kind of has like a hammered effect on the outside. And then by the bar, I love those lights. Those are a really, really special light. They're all handmade. Each one is different. And when you look at them all together, I feel like they all work as a cohesive design.
So let's transition over to the living space now. So right in the middle, tell me about the main living area here.
That great room was really fun to design. We actually added those beams that are over that space. We really wanted to create more of a sense of coziness. And one way to do that is to add some horizontal lines. And then again, looking for how can we create great functional seating for our clients to be able to enjoy. So we really focused on most of the larger upholstery pieces being textural neutrals. And then we added a lot of pops of color and pattern with the pillows themselves.
That is so cozy. Okay, let's go into the bar. So a slightly different approach with the cabinetry here.
We added a lot of visual interest in the detailing on that backside of the bar, and the countertops just kind of clean, create a nice backdrop for everything. Same perimeter countertop that the kitchen has, which is a quartz.
Tell me about the backsplash in here now.
Yeah, so the backsplash in the bar was another really fun selection for us. It does fully enwrap the window on that back wall, this beautiful arabesque pattern, and its natural color is very calming and beautiful. So you don't focus as much on the tone of it as much as you do the pattern that it creates.
And the bar stools look pretty dang comfortable.
Those bar stools are fun because they have that steel element on the bases that mimics some of those other elements you see on the exterior of the home. And they're very clean when you look across towards the bar. They don't have a back. You really get to enjoy the whole view on that back side of the bar cabinetry.
You want to tell me about the floors in the space? Pretty large planks in there.
So the hardwoods in this home are an engineered hardwood. They're European oak, and we created a custom stain. It has a slight undertone of gray, but it just reads really subtle, creates this beautiful neutral palette on which we layered so many great textures and colors.
So nice. All right, let's hop into the primary bedroom. More beautiful material choices here. You've got some tile on the fireplace. The floor is repeated. Tell me about some of the choices in the bedroom.
It's really a retreat. It has a wonderful king bed in there that has amazing woven texture. And we did these great articulating sconces above, so that allows them to have more surface area on their nightstands on either side of the bed, but offers really functional lighting for them for reading. The space also has these gorgeous chests on either side of the fireplace, and we layered some antique art in front of those to create more of a collected and curated feel. So that's something we always look to add into the spaces.
Even the heating registers looks like you have a vintage.
Yeah, I love that you noticed that detail. So that is such a great little detail that we always incorporate it into any of our homes. It's something that's so small, people oftentimes overlook it. But when you do it right and you make a selection, in this case, a Spanish style register with that pattern, you notice it for its beauty. And they're flush with the drywall, so they look really clean. They tend to add a design element rather than detract from it.
So let's go into this lovely little bathroom here. And
Okay.
Here you did something interesting with the vanity.
So with the primary bathroom, we were looking to, again, add some warmth, but also elevate the space because it's the primary bathroom. So it features some really beautiful materials. It has gorgeous marble tile work throughout that has really, really great veining and tones, creates a lot of interest, and you can't really go wrong with a marble bathroom. That countertop is neolith, which is a man-made material, super, super durable, and they make it in a ton of different styles. So this is a Calcutta style in the bathroom, so it is reminiscent of Calcutta marble. We added this great patterned tile on the floor that has a nod to that Spanish colonial style. And then on top of all of that, we designed this two-tone stain grade cabinetry that I think is really fun and not something you see all the time. It all works together so beautifully. It creates a lot of warmth and texture and elevates it to be that primary bathroom that we wanted it to feel like.
Let's go into another bedroom. This feels like a guest room, right? It's like a super amazing, awesome, I don't want to say hotel room, but it just has that, like, you're a guest, you're going to be so cozy in here. You have everything you need. Take a nap, dinner's at 5, So tell me about this.
I love that you said that. Because that's really what the goal is when we're designing rooms that aren't necessarily for XYZ person or this person's son or this person's daughter. There's, a few staple elements that I think create a really inviting and welcoming guest bedroom. And for this home that has 3 secondary bedrooms, we look to incorporate those in all of the spaces. This room in particular has that beautiful upholstered bed. We always love to do custom bedding, really great sheets, duvet, coverlet, and then we always accent with some fun pillows. We tend to approach bedding in a more neutral palette for those larger items, and then accent with color and pattern on those accent pillows. That's important to the guest bedroom. Another element that's nice is either like a bench or stools at the foot of the bed. It's a great place for guests to sit down, take their shoes off, and then nightstands with great functional lighting for reading and things like that.
That is a tremendous space. I think people are going to fight over that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, when we install these homes for like a week to 2 weeks, it's always so sad to leave. By the end, you practically feel like you lived there.
There's another one that's a little smaller, equally cozy. I would fight for the other one, but this one's also beautiful. If you want to give me, so this one's more like a kid-friendly space. I don't know. Tell me about this one.
It's the smallest of the secondary bedrooms. One thing we did to make it feel a little bit lighter is to use pendants versus table lamps so that we create more of that surface area on the nightstands on either side. It just creates a more efficient space when we're working in a tighter space like that. But again, it's really grounded in nice neutrals like what we've done in other secondary bedrooms in this home. And the pops of color are coming from those accent pillows. I think this room in particular has a really nice vibrancy to it with the pillows and the patterns. It's very playful. And I could see, as a guest coming to this home, maybe on multiple occasions, saying, oh, I want to stay in this room this time. And next time I come, I'm going to stay in this bedroom, because they feel cohesive, but they are like different experiences in each of the secondary bedrooms.
Yes. The other one, I'm getting more of a spa vibe.
Yeah, it's a little bit more serene, cooler tones. Mm-hmm.
Here I'm feeling a little bit more creative. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on my...
A little bit more like I'm going to have a couple cocktails at the bar and then I'll walk to this bedroom.
Yeah, it's great. So much fun. Everywhere you turn in this home, there's a texture or something to talk about. There's a little bit of story behind all of these. I think we could spend hours just on this home alone. So thank you for taking some time with us today. This was just tremendous, and I can't wait to see more of your incredible work.
Thank you so much. I had a great time.
Okay, we'll see you, Rachel. Bye-bye.